What's going on, guys? We're going to be going over MRIN today. It was recently given the #1 short squeeze score on Fintel, as well as an Ortex short squeeze signal. So this stock has loads of potential, and it's going to be a fun one to analyze today. We'll just get right into the chart. We can see here we have the chart for MRIN. We can't ignore this past run-up that we saw. We're actually going to compare what's going on right now to the past run-up that we saw in July or the end of June and see if we can get something similar. Can we get back to $27 a share? Right off the bat, you'll see that the volume is definitely lower than we saw on those initial run-up days. So the chance of this getting to the same peak of $27 per share, I say, is definitely unlikely. However, Mrin software, whatever you want to call it, this stock absolutely loves to run, and if there is a day where we get absolutely insane volume, more so than we got on 9/22 on this red candle right there, then potentially we'll see a nice spike up into the $20 range, but I'm not going to bet on it. I haven't actually played on this stock. I was bullish on it over the past few days, but I just didn't make a move. We'll move back to the hourly candlesticks to just see what exactly is going on here. And you guys can see on 9/21 in after hours trading, that's when this thing initially popped off. We also saw Jim Cramer tweet saying this was an absolute pump and dump. He was right to some extent. You know, it went up to $10, $11 per share, and it sold off all the way back down to $7 per share. It's really a casino when betting on these stocks. It's kind of forming some trend, as you guys can see. Boom. It's kind of sticking to that line for the bounce. I mean, I'm not going to say it's always going to do that. And then today in pre-market, we also saw a huge green candle, as well as a sell off from $11 a share all the way back down to $10 a share. So it's extreme volatility, and you have to have really high conviction to be able to hold through these things, especially if you're playing options on them. You either have to time them perfectly. For example, buying something at open today would have been an amazing options opportunity. I'm sure those contracts are up a ton of money today. Or, I mean, the Ortex signal was over here. So when this was at $9 per share, there was an Ortex signal to buy a call option, and that call option is now profitable. However, if you held it through yesterday through this dip, it would have been pretty unprofitable because it went down to $7.70 per share, but then it rallies back up. So it's extreme volatility. Know what you're getting into. Know that you're playing a casino game, and typically the house wins in these situations. I don't like to see that the volume is not as high as we saw in the other days. It's kind of interesting to see that there was absolutely no volume when this thing spiked up. Probably some big player bought this up and it didn't cause too much volume, but then the volume did increase in the next trading day. So it's very interesting. Another thing I wanted to say is that short sellers pretty much guaranteed money if they short this stock. I don't think Mrin or MRIN is going to stay at these elevated price levels forever. If we go back to that daily chart, you can see it goes up, it goes down. It goes up to 27, it comes back down to a low of $5 per share. So maybe this will stay up towards $8 or $7 per share, but for it to stay up here at $10 a share and to continue to climb, that is just probably very unlikely. I'm not saying to short the stock, because what could happen is if this does continue to shoot up and short sellers do lose money, they'll be squeezed out and they'll lose money, but it's not going to have a huge effect on the price, and we'll get into that in just a moment. Here we have the Ortex short squeeze signals, and you can see that yesterday they issued a short squeeze type 3 buy signal, and the signal return will be available in the next 4 days, so you'll know by the end of the week, and the return average is 182%. So believe Ortex is pretty accurate with these. They have they have a 50% success rating. So if this does fail and this does flop, there's a 50% chance of that happening. If we go back into that main data, you guys can see it is pretty significant. We have a 23.59% short interest of free float with 3.55 million shares currently being shorted. Then the cost to borrow is about 60%. Another million shares were taken out today, as well as only 157 shares were returned as of 2 days ago. So this is pretty significant because you guys can see huge 30% increase in short interest, and I do expect this number to increase because, like I said, It's probably pretty easy for shorts to make money on this stock. There is definitely some downside risk if you did go long on this stock. And with this days to cover figure being at 0.07, it's just not significant. There's not going to be a significant short squeeze if shorts were to cover. Yes, it would bump up the price a little bit, but the volume of this stock is just so insane that it makes the days to cover so small that shorts could cover in like 30 minutes and all shorts would be wiped out, and then almost no one would notice because it does take that T+2 settlement date and it wouldn't cause a huge effect on the price. The utilization is at 80% currently and 84% as of 7 days ago, so it has gone down. That is a sign that some shorts have covered on this stock. So here we have the average age on loan as well as the utilization. You can see on that spike up, it went up from 79% utilization or 80% utilization up to 90% utilization. So shorts definitely entered the stock when it did shoot up as expected, but the average age on loan went from 17 down to about 13 down to about 11 as of yesterday. So it is new shorts getting into the stock. That's what it does look like from these figures. We're going to look at the on loan new and the on loan return. We get rid of the other figures real quick, and then you guys can see that there was a spike up in on loan returned about 196,000. That's not anything significant. It doesn't look like shorts actually cover it at all, considering the estimated short interest is about 3.5 million, and the return shares were only about 200,000, 66,000, and then 154,000. So that's not a significant amount of short covering at all. They do expect this stock to dump off, so they're probably not covering their position. And there's only a 60% cost to borrow. But what is significant is the fact that the on loan new, meaning that new shorts that are getting into the stock, is significantly increasing. We saw 574,000 that were on Wednesday, then another 775,000 that were on Thursday, September 23rd, and then today on Friday we have another 1 million shares. So the short interest is building up really quickly, but at the same time the volume is 19 million, about 145 million as of Wednesday, and it's just a very high volume. So you can't expect high short interest when there is very high volume, because there's going to be retail investors. There's going to be so many people trading this stock, tons of buy and sell orders flooding the market. So if shorts were going to cover, their buy orders would get filled relatively close to the normal price range that this is at around $10 per share. It wouldn't stray off too much in the upside. So I'm not really expecting too much from a short squeeze, unfortunately, but we do have momentum in this stock. So that is what you're going to want to follow. You're going to want to follow the momentum. And you guys can see that there was this call out from Unusual Whales as of 2 days ago. There was 1556 and 1548, which is right before close. We got these two bullish bets on MRIN, and then also that day there was selling a covered call option, or selling a call option, which is bearish bet as well, but that was earlier in the day, so they could have closed that. We don't know. I just wanted to click on this alert real quick and show you guys the exact risk involved with getting into this. So when this alert was fired, the ask was $1.65. So that's $165 per contract. Over the next day, it goes down to 0.7. That's about a 50% downside, or more. That's more than a 50% downside to this call option contract if you bought it. But if you held strong, it went up to about 2.6 today at open at 11:15 a.m. So there you go. It goes from 1.65 to about 2.6, which is about not 100% return, or maybe an 87% return. I don't know the math exactly, but that's what's going on. And it was a huge bet. And you can see also all other huge bets that we saw today, and they're all buy call options with a $10 strike expiring 10:15. Only one sell. So it is mainly bullish on MRIN. Currently, we'll go look at the historical flow real quick. You guys can see that on the day it spiked up, call option volume spiked up as well. That's to be expected. And then today we're seeing another huge spike up in call option volume. The put to call ratio is 0.67, which is very interesting. That means there are increasingly more puts. Typically with these stocks, you see a very, very low put to call ratio, but MRIN seems to be hovering around 0.3 to 0.6 in their put to call ratio, which is very cool, very interesting. And then we're gonna do a custom flow right here. You can see we have MRAN. Again, this is on unusual whales. We'll do the premium of $10,000 plus just to see where the big bets are going. We're gonna do ask side only, and then we can look at share charts. So we look at the chart and you guys can see the premium from put to calls about 30% puts, about 68% calls, 70% calls. It's about 50-50 with bullish and bearish. People are fighting for that bearish, but there is definitely more calls than puts being played. So the bearish bets are going to be selling call options as well, but there's also some put options in there as well. If we look at the expiration dates, the most popular one is 10/15. So you should expect a move by 10/15, and at that point it should sell off by 10/15. I'd have to imagine that's why people are doing such a close expiration. They're not expecting this thing to run all the way into the future, and then you can see the bullish bets on 12/17 are very, very low by that point. Then we can see by strike price, $10 strike price seems to be the consensus for bullish. Both the 7.5 and the 12.5 are much lower than the $10 strike price. And you can see the most popular option right now is the $10 10/15 expiration call option. And just to show you guys, here's the Fintel short squeeze screener and leaderboard. MRAN is topping that list as well, but it has that 0.05 days to cover. I don't understand how this happens, and I'm starting to believe that this short squeeze leaderboard is more of a momentum stock leaderboard than an actual short squeeze leaderboard. It seems to be stocks that have high momentum, not necessarily a huge short squeeze, just because since short squeeze are the talk of the town, the volume on these stocks have gone up so significantly that if shorts wanted to cover, it would be very easy for them. And this goes for most of these stocks. You can see the only one that has significant days to cover is down here, MTIO. I haven't really heard of that one, but maybe I should look into it more. That's about it for the video for you guys today. I do not recommend chasing this stock, chasing its highs. You could make money. I'm not going to lie, you could make money, but long term, you're definitely probably likely going to lose money if you do hold on to this stock, and there probably will be a reversal with it where this thing does start trending downwards. Yes, there was a short squeeze signal yesterday, and it's on the top of the short squeeze leaderboard, but it's up a lot today, and a lot of things can change day by day on these type of stocks. So if this starts trending downwards, it'll start slipping on that leaderboard real fast. And Ortex, again, only has a 50% accuracy rating on their short squeeze signal. So you're literally throwing it on red, trying to get that 50-50 chance. And the stock market, we all know this, it's rigged towards the house, it's rigged towards the hedge funds. So chances are you will lose money if you do invest in this stock, but you can make money as well. So maybe try to bet as if you are the house on this stock and try to think like you are running the show here. You are a billionaire, blah, blah, blah. Think like that. All right. So that's all I got for the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Like the video if you guys haven't already. Subscribe for more. Hit that bell. And if you guys are new here, check out the link below to sign up for Public. It's in the description or in the pinned comment section. Public is an amazing stock brokerage, and they're doing a promotion where you get up to $70 in free stock just for signing up and depositing as little as $1 on their platform. So definitely check that out if you guys have not already. That's about it for the video. I hope you guys have a wonderful, fantastic, amazing, great, fun, relaxing weekend. See you guys later. Peace.